Hello, fellow student. Today I will talk about detailed use case text. First of all, what is a use case? A use case is basically an interaction between an actor and a system to achieve a goal. The actor can be a human or an external system, and a detailed use case text gives us another benefit is that it also describes all of the things that might go wrong because in detailed use case we consider the exception scenarios, alternative scenarios, as well as the special scenarios, so which helps us identify other requirements and add more requirements to our number of requirements. So let me open a detailed use case template. So this is a detailed use case text template. So first is a use case id, which can be any unique id you can give to it. Use case name, you can give any short name. Then created by, last updated by, created date, last revision date. I won't go all through this because these are very simple to understand. Then there is an actor, which is a person or other external system of the software system being specified, who interacts with the system and perform use cases to accomplish tasks. And then there is a description of the use case. So for each use case you should provide a brief description of the reasons for an outcome of this use case. Then precondition is very important for a use case, like before this use case happens, there are certain requirements which needs to be fulfilled. Like suppose for a website, here for this detailed use case template I'll give an example of a social website, say website A. So for a website A to log in, for a login use case, so one example of a precondition can be a user has a registered user id for a website A. So precondition is that he should have a registered user id before logging in. And then there is a post condition, like what happens after user logged in, like after user completes a use case. Like suppose for a login example, once a user provides a valid use case user id and password, so customer should be able to see his or her home page. And then there is a normal flow is basically steps taken to complete a use case. Like for login, like first the user should provide a website url, and then the user should provide correct user id and password, and then user should see his or her home page. And then there is an alternative flow is basically derived from a normal flow. Like for a login case, one example can be if a user provides wrong user id or password, so this is an alternative flow. Like one normal flow is that user provides right user id and password. Then the alternative is user provides wrong user id and password. So see, for every normal flow we can have an alternative flow that adds another requirement to our list of requirements. So this is one of very good advantage of using use case template, because we are always considering alternative flows. Then there is an exception flows to be considered. Like for a login case, we can have a user is invalid. This means user enters a wrong user id or password. So message, like if a website can have a test like that. Like if a user enters more than 3 times wrong user id password, his account might be temporarily logged. Then he has to call the customer care and get his id unlocked. So this is one of the exception flow, so which leads to more requirements. And then there can be includes, like if a requirement or a use case includes another use case, so they can be mentioned here. Then there can be special requirements, like which can be a performance requirement or a security requirement. Then there can be a set of assumptions to be considered, like whether might be the website might be in english or spanish or other language. So this can come under assumptions. Then there can be notes, like issues which can be discussed which can be to be list, like to be discussed list, like what will be the maximum length of password that a user can have. So the point here of me discussing about detailed use case template is that we consider the alternative flows, exception scenarios, and special requirements, which can eventually lead to more requirements. So this was all about my detailed use case template. Thank you. If you like it, please like my video on the YouTube. Thank you.